I'm going to show you today how this bolt induction heater works. Let's get started. Hey, it's Tyler here with my totally honest product review of this K7's bolt induction heater. So the way this works is through magnetic induction, and here's the kit and everything that comes in it. So inside of the nice carrying case, you have the instructions, which are fairly simple and straightforward, and then you have all of the different induction heater pieces. So there's ones for larger pieces of metal, so there's the larger ones. There's some for the smaller pieces, so there's just like 4 or 5 different sizes, and there's like 2 of each one, so if one goes bad, you got a backup. And then there's some that are just like a simple little coil, so if you just need to get into a small little space and heat something. What these are used for, and you probably already know this if you're here, but what these are used for is you heat the bolt and the nut attached to it, and that makes things just so much easier to break open, to unscrew it when you have something that's either rusted shut or painted shut or whatever it might be. So this is a really great little tool. I actually have had a lot of times in my life when I could have used something like this, and this is a lot more simple than using like a torch or something to do this, and safer too. So there is the bolt induction heater itself, or the magnetic induction tool, and I'm going to show you in a second how everything kind of goes together. So there's the piece. It is K7's. It is 1300 watts at full power. Here it has the coil attached. When you press the button, that's going to send the power into that coil. When the power goes into that coil, it's going to generate heat at that bolt and nut assembly. So I don't have a vehicle right now that needs a repair, so I'm just showing you with one of the bolts and nuts on my wheelbarrow that's kind of stuck together because years of use, and it's got some cement pieces stuck in there. So look how glowing cherry red that's getting very quickly. I like that it's got the light that points right at where you're working, so you can see where you're putting it into. So if you are like pushing this into a space inside your engine compartment, you're going to be able to see as you guide it in there. And then of course when you release the button, you're able to see how cherry red this is glowing. So I can heat this up really hot, which is going to make that whole assembly swell up, and it's going to loosen up any gunk in there, and it's going to make that just so much easier to take out with a socket wrench, pliers, whatever you need to use. In this case, it would require a flathead screwdriver, and there you go. Very simple. So I'm going to show you again how the pieces go together. So here is the bolt induction heater. When you press it, that is sending the power down into the bolt, sending the power down into the little heater coil. Hold that on there for a good long time, and you'll see, I'll pulse it a couple times, you'll see this start to get more and more cherry red the longer I pulse it on there, and it really doesn't take that long. I suppose with a larger assembly it's going to take more, because obviously more metal, it's going to require more energy, it's going to require more time to generate that heat. But once I get that thing good and hot, you'll see that thing once again glowing cherry red, and it'll just take a couple seconds here. I'm pulsing it so you can kind of see every time I turn the light off there, you see it get a little bit brighter and a little bit brighter. So give it a second here, and now it is really starting to glow. Yeah, so that bolt's getting good and hot. That's going to come apart really easily. Be very careful when you're using this, obviously, with the heat, with the electricity. You want to make sure there's no breaks in the insulation, so that whole little coil piece is insulated with a pretty good insulation. But obviously, you know, many years of use and abrasion on that, that's why there's a spare there. So that's going to be very easy to take that bolt out now. So obviously with only the use of one hand, because the other hand's got the camera, I'm not able to really show you, but it was able to come out very easily. So here's how the little magnetic coils come out. You just unscrew the 2 little thumb screw pieces on the side. You take one out, set that aside. It's going to be very hot when you first get done using it, so put it somewhere where it's not going to cause any trouble, or just, you know, let the machine, let the tool all cool down by itself. So then you can put another one in very easily. Give me a second here. I just got to get the camera positioned properly for you, and then I'm going to, once I get that in there, then you just turn down those 2 little basically like thumb screws, whatever, the 2 screws to tighten it up. You want to get that so that holds that right in place. That's how the electricity flows into it. You tighten that up, you plug it in, the fan starts running, because that fan is cooling the internal heating element, or internal power element for this device, and then you press a button, and that sends the electricity down to the coil. That's it. Thanks for watching.